All right, well, Jess and I are going to talk a little bit about PDO Threads. We use FDA-approved Mint PDO Threads at Fresh Faces RX, and we have both smooth and barbed threads. So we're going to talk about how we use them. I had threading done by Jessica last week in my neck, and they were smooth threads. So, Jess, can you show where you put those?
We put them along both sides of the neck, and we focus in the necklace lines.
What's a necklace line?
They're the natural folds that you get from tilting your head down. Or
Tech neck.
Tech neck, exactly. Tech neck. So just any kind of natural folds, it kind of helps bolster the skin up.
So I don't see any results yet. Why not?
It usually takes about 3 months.
Why?
The collagen has to fully remodel in your
That's the key, right? So we're
skin.
going for collagen remodeling. Almost everything we do in aesthetics involves some trauma to the tissue so that we actually get collagen to, I don't know, break down a little and then remodel. So the trauma to the tissue here is this PDO thread that goes into the necklace line, and it actually stimulates a collagen sort of tunnel around it, right? The thread lasts how long in my skin?
About 8 weeks.
8 weeks, and then the thread is gone, but
Yep.
what's left?
Then you have the collagen.
It's like a little granulation from the collagen, right? Granulation, and then
like a track.
a track, almost a tunnel, and
Yep.
then it actually helps to form more collagen there. So smooth threads, how much does it cost for an area?
About $200 per area.
Okay, so 200 for the neck, and then where else on the face can you use them?
You can do cheeks.
Okay, so you know those little lines here? I never know what to call them, like accordion lines,
lines,
smile
yeah.
lines, but the ones that come back this way, those are
those are really great.
those are hard to treat otherwise. Sometimes we'll like thread some velour or something kind of elastic through there, but
Right.
hard to treat. So that would be,
Definitely.
this would be one treatment area, so 200. This would be one treatment area, 200. And where else?
You can do above the eyebrow for an eyebrow lift.
With the smooths?
Yes, with the smooths.
Oh, wow.
So it just kind of creates tracks and it kind of elevates the
Tightens?
skin a little bit. Yep.
That's very cool. Okay, so while we're on this talk about smooth threads and the neck, everybody is always asking, like, what are your possibilities for neck treatments? So, of course, I want all the things for my neck. I
Always.
did this TikTok where I did this thing and I pushed this Botox button and I took my face from an old filter to a young filter. I think it's funny. The young people on there who hate my side part and my laughing emojis and the whole
jeans.
thing, my skinny jeans, those young people, they were like, oh, I can tell it's the same person because her neck looks so old. And I was like, oh man, so now I'm all about my neck. So we're doing everything for collagen turnover in my neck. It started with Sculptra, which I'm going to talk more about, but using a long cannula and a super dilute Sculptra, we actually did Sculptra in my neck. And then Morpheus 8. Morpheus 8 is one of my favorite treatments for the neck. It's microneedling with radio frequency. It's pretty intense. But anytime that we're doing like a radio frequency treatment for skin tightening, you're going to get maybe 18 months out of it. Sculptra, I'm hoping, 5 years. I'm going to do that one a couple of times. And then the third thing we added were these smooth threads. So we're attacking my neck from every direction, and in 3 months, I'm going to have the neck of a 5-year-old. Now, moving on to barbed threads. Now the Mint PDO threads are a little different than some. These aren't cuts into the thread. They're actually molded barbs, which makes them a little bit stronger. The barb is what goes into the fibrous fat to actually pull tissue up. So this is an example of a cannula with the thread in it. And we'll get a close-up so you can see these little barbs. They're pretty cool. Where on the face can these be used? What's your favorite treatment with these?
I love cheeks. You do about 3 or 4 on the cheeks.
So wait, what's the goal though for that? You're trying
just
to lift
kind of,
what?
Kind of lift the nasolabial folds, and it also gives you a little more of a jawline definition.
Okay, so
on
there's
your
a
cheeks back.
mid-face
Yep,
vector.
mid-face.
These are like your vectors. And then
Yep.
where else?
You can also do along the jawline, and
Okay, so the jawline then is for like, you do the mid-face, that doesn't lift it enough, or like what do you want to do before you do threads? Volume restoration, right?
yes.
So we'd start with like your volume restoration in the mid-face. Let's say we finish that and you've still got this laxity here. Sometimes I play with the back of the jawline back here with filler, but threads are another way you get this restored to pull the rest of the face up.
Yep.
So what would that procedure be like if you were going to pull my lower face up with a thread?
you would go along the jawline here, and then tack back.
Okay,
any
so where do
jawline
you
have.
insert?
Back behind your ear.
Okay, and so that whole thing goes in me?
Yeah,
Oh wait, take the little plastic off. It's not that bad.
it's not bad.
Okay, and you numb me up first, right?
Yes.
And then you put that in, and then what?
And then you smooth the skin over the thread, and then you twist and anchor them, and then That's it.
So you pull that cannula off, and then
Yep.
you actually anchor the, because those little threads have these barbs.
Yep.
You put them in, and then you pull them up, and they get caught in the fibrous fat.
Yep.
So that's what's going to tack the face up. How long does
Exactly.
that really last?
That lasts about a year.
So we try to over deliver and under promise, right?
Yep.
So a year is what we would hope. I don't know if we can get longer out of that. You know, usually like the filler that we use for cheeks is Voluma. That's a 2-year filler. It lasts a long time. This one, to pull you up a little, that's about a year is what we think. How long do I have that weird thread in my face?
Again, about 8 weeks.
8 weeks, and then it gets absorbed.
Yep.
And then in its track, we get that little collagen kind of development or tunnel.
Yep.
So you get that lifting is from the collagen that continues
Exactly.
to pull.
Yep.
That's very cool. Now, there's more to it than just these barbed threads. There's also these fixes. What does the fix do?
The fix just kind of helps anchor and keep the barbed threads more secure.
Oh, cool. Now, there's some restrictions after someone gets threads. There's things they shouldn't do, like
Yes.
never run again. No, I'm just kidding. But you have to be kind of gentle with your exercise,
Yes,
right?
definitely. You don't want to do any facial manipulation. You don't want to do sneezing or any dramatic facial expressions.
No sneezing.
Yeah, no
I
sneezing.
love it. All right, so that's
No
what I'm
crowded.
here. Now, everybody wants the fox eye.
Mm-hmm.
We have a good before and after. Megan got a fox eye, and I mean, she looks good no matter what she does, but the fox eye was pretty cool. Where does that go?
That goes right here on the sides of the eyebrow, and it just kind of pulls the eyebrow up.
So I've seen it gone from the scalp in,
Yep.
and I've seen it gone from the eyebrow up. Which way
Yep.
do you like to do?
I think going from the eyebrow up. You can
So
get
I
a
like to
little
do it
more
from the
lift.
scalp in, but Jess is really our resident expert, so I'll probably do what she tells me. No, that's great. So that gets you a good lift, and that's
Yep.
again about a year.
Yep, about a year.
Downtime wise, Megan says that's a bad headache the next morning.
Yes, I believe that.
So be prepared. So
Yes.
they can take things like Tylenol for headache
Yep,
and discomfort.
nothing that's going to create bleeding.
Like any of your Motrin ibuprofens. We always try to avoid those after injections or
Definitely.
threads or
Yep.
anything. That's very cool. So can you do smooth threads and barbed threads at the same time?
Definitely. The more you do, the more collagen. And we
Awesome.
love collagen.
So let's say I'm in for a Botox appointment and you notice I got these little lines and you're like, oh, how do I get rid of those? How long does it take to do the smooth threads? Could you add it onto a Botox
Easy,
appointment?
5 minutes.
Oh, cool. So
Yep.
I could basically be here like Botox my hair and smooth me out there.
All the things.
And
yes.
90 days to start to see results.
Yep.
Awesome. I'm all about the threads.